Nationalism is about love for your own people. It's about protecting your own people and defending your own nation. Nationalism is about ensuring that your people, your ethnic or racial group, takes its destiny in its own hands and becomes the master of their own future. It isn't about imposing your will on others. It isn't about being aggressive or seeking conquest in foreign lands. And I wish the same for all peoples of the world that I want for my own people. I want the English, the Irish, the Scots, the Welsh, the indigenous people of the British Islands to take back the power, to reach for self-determination, to ensure that they are the masters of their own destiny. And I also want that for our friends in France. I want that for our friends in Sweden. And I also want that for our friends in Syria, for our friends in Iran, for our friends in Japan, for our friends in America. I want nationalists in every country to take power and to ensure that each country retains its sovereignty. Because ultimately, we're all here for a very similar goal. We're all here to retain our sovereignty. We're all here to look after our own people. We're all here because we want to take our own individual destiny in our hands. And we're all here because we have a common enemy. We're all opposed to globalization. We are all opposed to a one world government. We are all opposed to these perpetual wars in the Middle East, which are fought for a tiny group of financiers that don't have our interests at heart. And I think this stream was very important. And I would like to thank Tarek, I'd like to thank Daniel, and I'd like to thank Simon, because I think these kind of streams not only spread an important truth, but they also show the world that we aren't petty, we aren't jingoistic, we aren't warmongers, and ultimately nationalists around the world are the people calling for sane and peaceful policies. We want world peace. We want all people of the world to be able to live side by side in peace. But that means that each individual country rules itself and defends its own borders and ensures that its own people are put first within those borders. And I think if every country followed those simple rules, the world would be a much freer and better place. But most importantly, it would be a safer and more peaceful place. And the only people who benefit from these perpetual wars are those in very, very high positions of finance, government, and those in high positions in the military-industrial complex. And those who primarily suffer from these Zionist wars are people in the Middle East who see their countries bombed and destroyed, and of course, people in Europe and America who see their sons and brothers marching off to fight in these wars and often coming back either in coffins or with horrific injuries. But after we've seen that, we also then see our countries colonized by an absolute flood of refugees who we are then told that we're morally responsible for. And all that must end. But the only way to end that injustice is by nationalists around the world coming together, working together for our greater good.